The eAssist Dental Solutions podcast. We are the nation's leader in outsourced dental billing. Our clients require highly skilled dental office managers that can consult with client offices.
So welcome to the eAssist Dental Solutions podcast. I am your host, Andre Quintana, and I am so excited today because we have a special guest, but they're all special. What's new about that? With eAssist, I just want to let you know that we have a group of people that are there doing the things that dental offices don't like to do. And what is that? Well, that makes the office flow better. It allows us in a dental office to concentrate on the things that make the patients have a better experience. And so today I'm really excited because we have Elizabeth Dangond, and she is in Florida, and she is going to educate us and tell us more about why she is successful with eAssist and why eAssist will make your office more successful. So how are you today, Elizabeth?
I am wonderful, Andres. Thank you for having me.
And I am so excited because we have never had a hygienist to the show. So you're the first hygienist, and I'm just excited to hear how it is that a hygienist can also be such a help when doing dental billing. Can you tell us more a little bit about yourself?
I'm a hygienist. I have over 20 years of dental experience. I use my hygiene background to help write proper narratives, and I'm able to read x-rays. So that whole thing of training a staff member is not needed. I just use all my hygiene background to help with that. So I'm really excited to be working using my dental experience.
That's great. And, eAssist does offer, help with accounts receivables and, of course, the dental billing and, figuring out patients' accounts, because I think we have said it before on other interviews. And each interview is just, that's what's just so nice about talking to you and the whole eAssist team, is that each interview, even though we talk about all of the things that we do, which across the board can be very basic and involved at the same time. But then different offices do have different needs as far as how will they go about it. And then what's great is that eAssist has just a way to make everything at the offices just better. And it's according to what style they use. But eAssist already has the systems and the structure to be able to help with that. Would you agree with that?
I do. 100%.
Because you personalize it to what each and every office needs, correct? Do you have two offices that are exactly the same?
No, we do not. They're all different in a certain way. Like you said, we have systems within the company, but we tailor each office individually.
Wow. So now we're going to go and kind of turn the interview and put the focus on you, because not a lot of people nowadays are happy at work. And tell me a little bit about what you do and how you enjoy yourself working with eAssist.
I enjoy working with eAssist personally because I have a special needs child, and I needed some flexibility within my personal life so that I could attend to different appointments that I have for him. So this has given me that flexibility so that it kind of makes my family flow together. I loved working in the actual physical dental office. I did that for 20 years, but this has really changed my life and the whole family environment.
And I just want to say that the reason I started with that question is because when you do what you really enjoy, and when you do it with people that allow you to thrive in that environment. Like, for example, I think eAssist just cares about their staff members so much. And Dr. Anderson, I've spoken to him a couple of times about what is important to him is the success of the people working around him. And you can see that when you talk to anybody at eAssist, you can just see just a group of people that are just all so happy to work for the company. And so whenever you have someone that enjoys what they do, then everything is just in alignment with life. And you can go many years being very satisfied. And for me, I have something in common with you. I have a child with special needs, and that was part of the reason why I had to stop what I was doing and work at my wife's office to be basically, the person that runs the office, but at the same time, I am family to everybody around us, and that just resembles what I see at eAssist. Would you agree with that? Is there anything that I missed there?
No, definitely. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And so now when eAssist came into your life, how did that make the biggest impact?
It just made an impact to let me focus on my family. My husband also has a full-time job. He's able to work as much as needed. He can work overtime if needed. That just helps our whole family environment just flow a lot better.
That's great. Oh, and so I think that's also wonderful because one of the things that I had to learn to do is to work in the same office with my wife. And so, we have to share as husbands and wives and in the workforce, we have to share a task. And so that's another thing that eAssist does. Is it allows you to have, it's almost like it is a full-time job for you, isn't it?
It is, correct.
And then you're able to take your son to, for example, I can only imagine when you guys first found out about what he had going on, that you had to take him to therapy, right? Because we had certain doctor's appointments there where I had to be really flexible and be able to get Matthew where he needed to be.
Correct.
And I wish at that time that I was very fortunate that I had a place to work as well. But my main goal was not so much work, but was being able to be a supporting team with Dr. Quintana. So I'm going to shift it a little bit towards what we do for our clients. And can you just talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you have seen with offices now that you have this flexibility, now that you have these tools around you, how you were able to overcome some challenges in an office?
I'm going to give you one example. One of my very first offices that I worked on, the doctor called eAssist in a panic because he lost his office manager suddenly due to medical problems. And so I was assigned to the office, and he basically said, "You have to help me. I don't have anyone at the front desk. Can you just take over?" And we took over for him. And that gave him flexibility so that he could hire someone that was qualified for the job and not just hire someone to have in the front office. So I've been working with this particular client for over 2 years, and we have a really good relationship, and he's always treated me as if I'm physically working in the office with him. I've also given him advice on other areas of the office. Maybe it's time to add a new hygienist, or let's look at how many no-show appointments we have. So I talk those solutions through with him, and he really appreciates the fact that I have worked in the dental office and that we can make decisions going forward.
So that's a good point right there, because I haven't thought about it yet, but when you have somebody that's really important to the team, think about office managers at times, okay? A lot of times what I see in dental offices is that one person may have so much control of an office that when that person goes down, it seems like there are other team members that don't know where to pick it up, right? And so when you have an important person like this go down, what does the doctor turn to? Now you have to train other people to do, and you don't have a lot of time. There's a lot of times where, for example, we get a lot of checks in the mail from insurance company, and if it's a busy office like some of the ones that I've been associated with, you have to get all these things posted, all these claims and checks posted to each individual accounts, because number one, the doctor won't have a deposit in time because it is a process. Two, you got patients that are calling up to make sure they know what they owe, or they've received a bill in the mail, and things are just not going to be that accurate. So what I have learned with the eAssist is that when we report patient balances and when we have to track down claims, just everything is running a lot smoother, and it just doesn't seem like you have to worry and depend on just one person to know it all. Isn't that accurate?
That's very correct. Yes.
So what else did you improve when that person wasn't able to do the task? How did the doctor, when you started turning things around for the doctor, how did they react? Can you let me know a little bit about it?
He was very grateful. He was very excited that, we were still able to keep that income coming through for him. We were able to follow up on the dental claims and make sure that, things kept flowing as if, that office manager was still in the office. We basically just took over, and he was able to get someone in that position. He did take about a month or two to find the right fit, but he was very appreciative of our services.
So when you have claims like SRP with doctors, sometimes doctors have turnover with their staff, and new team members might not know how to do proper attachments to certain claims, right? Like scaling and route planning. And from a hygienist point of view, to have someone like you so complete to be able to process these claims think about what happens without interrupting a doctor to come and write a narrative for you. So that means that this doctor can just keep doing what they're doing, and you will take care of all those things. How does that help a practice? Can you let some of the audience know how this can help the practice overall?
Basically, I can just write a narrative based on the clinical notes. I know which x-rays to submit. We know the period charting has to be attached, and I know exactly what needs to be submitted. Because when I was in private practice, I was the one that was writing the narratives for the insurance. So now I'm on the other end, also doing that for them.
And that is amazing, because a lot of times what I'm seeing lately, even in our own office, is that the level of notes taking and the way the notes are in there now has to be even more accurate, because if you have a company like eAssist that's going to be helping you with claims, everything just has to be more up to date and tighter. And so your whole office is going to flow better, not just the dental claims, but just everything, the way things are organized. It just seems, what I have seen lately is that I have seen a smoother process from getting the patient in, getting them, from the schedule back to clinical. And then when the patient walks out, how long those claims live in the queue. That's another thing we haven't talked about. Where eAssist will grab those claims and make sure they're out there so that the insurance can start paying those claims. Is that also something that you focus on for your doctors?
Definitely. We submit the claims on a daily basis, make sure that all the information is there. If there's missing intraoral photos, we can say, can we get these next time at the next appointment? So things like that, we get those claims submitted on time so that the doctor can get the monies that he needs.
Yeah, and this is for all the eAssist nation out there, as we call it. This is an ongoing thing that happens throughout the day. This is not just something that eAssist is going to call you up and say, okay, we're gonna look at it in 3 days, or we're gonna do it once a week and see how you're going. Because a lot of times when you have dental consulting, for example, which I believe in so much, the consultants may not be there with you all the time. What we're talking about is eAssist is constantly monitoring everything that is being done related to reducing your overhead for the practice, because when you have an ongoing service like that, I really believe that it will reduce the overhead and the stress of the doctors. And I think also the need for maybe temporary work for the doctor to bring on temporary employees that may not know how the office operates will also be reduced, because eAssist will help also keep the team that you have in place performing a lot happier and working together more, because they're going after the things that are more important for the practice. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with that 100%. The doctor can focus on keeping the office running smoothly, and we just take care of all the insurance submissions, posting claims, and we're constantly monitoring everything on a daily basis. We have regional managers that are checking things also on a daily basis. So it's very thorough and comprehensive.
Wow. No, that's really good. So I have said a lot of things about eAssist today on this episode. And we have talked about you at the very beginning of the show, Elizabeth. We talked about you and your a little bit about your life and your family and everything. And so we come back around and we talk about how eAssist has changed your life. But now, can you tell us a little bit more about how you think, because of everything that your team does at eAssist, how you impact and make a positive impact on the life of others?
I also give advice to other areas of the office, not just about insurance collections. We talk through other areas of the office, such as maybe adding a hygienist, or, like I said, evaluating the no-show appointments. So I see it as hiring a comprehensive accounts manager.
So it seems to me that you are almost like a dental consultant for the office team. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So help me figure this out. So we haven't had the need to do this in our office, because I'm also very involved. I do consulting, and I'm like Dr. Quintana's right hand. But if there was an office that, let's say, brand new office, or there's an office that has gone through a lot of turnover, would you be able to also give advice in that area? Is that something that you're allowed to do and help them? And can they call you and ask you questions about how to do certain things better?
Of course, I suggest that. I always tell the client, if you need anything, please feel free to call me. I can give you my opinions. We have a host of wonderful people that I work with. We can email them, and if I email the entire staff, I usually get 20 to 50 responses on certain things. So they definitely give you a variety of situations and solutions.
That is wonderful. And one of the greatest things that I believe is a tool is that when you go into something that's an unknown for an office, because it'll be difficult for some office to just hand everything off. I found out that it was very easy and smooth process, by the way. But eAssist doesn't have any setup fee or any long-term contracts. It's just transparent. They really want to make sure that this works before you even start worrying about, is there some kind of hook? This doesn't work for me. I have yet ever to have heard that someone is not happy. What are your thoughts on that? Is every office that you service, are they always happy and ready to rave about you guys?
Oh, well, most definitely. In fact, they actually refer us, they refer their other doctors and friends to our services. So it's word of mouth that this is wonderful. This company, this is exactly what they do. And so that's how our company is growing at such a rapid rate. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah. As you have heard Elizabeth talk about all of the things that we shared, the other thing that we know at eAssist is that things will work. And sometimes it might be an office that really needs a lot of help. But what it seems to me is that these results also happen very fast, because when eAssist starts to work on your office, they don't stop. And if there's ever anything that one of the account executives doesn't know, tell me and the audience a little bit about how you guys refer to other team members to get the answers that an office is looking for.
We email everybody to an all-staff email, and whoever is comfortable answering, they give you an idea of what worked for them or what didn't work, or if you need a narrative for something, you can always refer to all the wonderful people that we work with.
That is great. Well, at this point, we're about to reach the end of the episode. Elizabeth, can you tell us a little bit about how we can contact eAssist for someone who's out there very interested in calling eAssist or getting on to their website to find out how it is and they do things and all the services that they offer?
Okay, our website is www.eassist.com. That is EASSIST.com. And their telephone number is 844-327-7478. And any of the team members will be happy to assist everyone.
That is great. I have another question that I forgot to ask you earlier before we say goodbye. Are there any claims that are the most challenging claims? Why do some claims get denied, and how do you guys go about it to make sure you appeal it properly?
We send actually 3 appeals for each claim if they've been denied. The first one, we just write the information and send it out, but we keep on the insurance company. We keep following up with those claims, making sure they're getting paid. So that's one thing, is we have a great follow-through protocol.
Right. And it seems like, so if a practice is working with eAssist, it seems like the longer they work with you, then we prevent a lot of claims from really going past the 60-day mark, right? Where would you like to see them? Is it at 60, 50? What's a good, let's say a good bar to keep the claims from going to?
We prefer to keep everything under 30 days.
Okay, so 30 days. Is it possible to even have big cases be paid at 30?
Yes, it's possible. We can send a claim, and then we can check on that within 14 days and make sure that the insurance has the claim and it's in processing and that it will get paid before 30 days.
That's really important, because there's nothing worse than a doctor doing, a single doctor practice, let's say, a fairly new office or whatnot, doing 30 crowns in a month, right? And having half those crowns go into 60 days. Doctor does all that work and nothing to show for it. Is that some of the issues you encounter out there?
Definitely. Yes, we try to call on those claims right away, make sure they're getting processed, and the doctor is very grateful that he's able to get that money for the work that he did.
And Elizabeth, I spoke to you a little bit before the show, and now on the interview itself, you just look or sound like a person that just loves to help. So to me, it sounds like you are in the perfect environment, in the perfect position, and in the perfect company to be able to help not just yourself, but many doctors and dental teams out there. How do you feel about that?
I feel wonderful. I'm truly blessed that I'm able to do this and work from home and use my experience as a hygienist to help the doctors. So it's very fulfilling for me at this time in my life. So I'm very excited.
Wow. And I don't know about all of you out there, but for me, what makes me feel good, it's when I'm helping others, achieve success. Sometimes when I'm having success on my own, where nobody knows about it, that's not what really makes me happy. It's not what brings me happiness in life. It's when I'm making an impact on my family. It's when I'm making an impact on my team. When I'm making an impact on my community, that's what really makes me happy. And so eAssist does resemble that a little bit, because what eAssist just likes to do is make other practices be better. That's really what and truthfully, that's what they love to do, because all of the ladies and gentlemen that work for eAssist, that's what makes their day, and that's what they're here for. And one last thing is, when you do something that you love, and when you do it with a smile on your face, because you're happy doing it, that is one of the most important things in the world today. So anyway, we have reached the last part. And at this point, Elizabeth, I just want to thank you for your expertise. But can you just tell the audience how to contact eAssist just one more time?
Our website is www.eassist.com, and it's EASSIST. And our phone number is 844-327-7478. And I appreciate talking with you today, Andres.
Well, I appreciate that too so much. And just remember, if you want a company that appears to be working on your claims for 24 hours in a row, you need to call eAssist. If you want your end of day to balance, if you want a smooth end to your day, you need to call eAssist. Well, Elizabeth, thank you again. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you in about a week. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the eAssist Dental Solutions podcast. We love to put the spotlight on the individuals for their outstanding work for our clients.